Flaps. Flaps.
Nut meat.
Oh. I'm gonna give Heather some of my nut meat.
No, you're not. She's sick.
Yeah.
Gonna give Rachel some of my nut meat.
Just gonna have to touch my own nut meat. Pretend my hand is some flaps.
Now you know what it's like to be in a long distance relationship.
No, I'm just dating a disabled person. It's really bad when you put it like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Say my name, bitch. Nick, Nick. God, that is
drawing down. Oh.
That is not going in before the intro.
We're terrible people. Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Bros presents Game Club for March 2017. Yes, Game Club is back. The monthly podcast video review thing where your four favourite chuckleheads take turns picking games, play them for the month, come back and discuss them for your listening pleasure. This month, we played Resident Evil, the OG in the survival horror genre. And as always, I am your host, Nick, I'd eat a Jill sandwich Davis. Joined, as ever, by the Chris to my Jill, Mr. Hans Davis.
That's so fucked.
What? That is a line. Jill sandwich is a line in the game.
Is it sexual? Is it
No,
not sexual?
There's a bit where, like, she's about to get, like, she takes a shotgun and then, like, the door, she goes back out of the room and then there's the doors either side of that room lock and the ceiling starts to lower. But Barry comes along and busts you out, and her line afterwards is, no, Barry's line is, you were almost a Jill sandwich.
Oh, fucking hell, right, okay.
Yes, we are a two-man team this month because, goddamn, you'll see why.
This game killed our friends.
They turned to zombies, and we had to beat them to death.
This game would turn anyone into a mindless zombie.
So, Hans, how are you?
So much better now that I don't have to play Resident Evil anymore. What about
spoilers, man? Come on.
What about you, younger sibling? How are you?
I'm good. Been better.
Because you had to play Resident Evil.
No, because I've got uni work that I'm procrastinating with by doing this.
Yeah, well, I'm procrastinating life by doing Bash Bros. So
yes, March was my turn to pick, and regretfully so. I picked Resident Evil.
Oh, you asshole. Absolute asshole.
Lie. Hold on. Right, you can cut this bit, but Alex just replied. Hold on. Oh, Alex is joining. What's this? Guys, a surprise challenger approaches.
Granny Fanny.
Knuckle deep in Granny Fanny banner.
That would be
it's Alex
a terrible
Proudfoot.
wrestler name.
Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Hello.
The Wesker to your Chris Redfield.
Yes, the Wesker to my Chris Redfield.
Who's that? I didn't get very far. No, I'm only joking.
Alright, where were we? Oh, I was about to do the synopsis. Alright, okay. Yes, this month I picked Resident Evil. Made by Capcom.
Hang on, you haven't even got this far yet?
No.
Alright.
Aren't you in for a treat?
Oh, God damn it. I thought you were a lot further than this when I agreed.
Yes, those crazy Japanese people made a Resident Evil. Originally released in March 1996 with a remake on the GameCube in 2002 that was then HD remastered in 2015. So the synopsis of Resident Evil, which I wrote like 10 minutes ago. After a series of bizarre cannibalistic murders in Raccoon City, Star Special Forces are sent in to investigate. After losing contact with Bravo Team, Alpha Team, consisting of Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Albert Wesker, and Barry Burton, find their crashed helicopter and are ambushed by rabid dogs and forced to take refuge in an abandoned mansion which holds some terrible secrets.
Except they're not secrets, because everyone who's ever played a video game knows the plot of Resident Evil.
I think
Yes.
you'll find, Hans, the secret is that the game sucks.
That is a horrible secret. God.
That's why it is a secret, Hans, to make you play the game.
Um,
And then when you get so far, you're like, God damn, this game is awful.
so
Spoilers, guys, come on!
Sorry. Put a big massive spoiler warning before I say that.
So, as I said at the end of the last episode, I did kind of leave it up in the air about which version people could play. So, Alex and myself, I believe we both played the HD remaster.
Yeah.
You played it on Steam, I played
I
it on
did.
PS4. And Hans, you played an emulated version of the original version on the PS1, correct?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, that must have been awful.
You've no idea. Oh.
I feel sorry for you, actually.
So, we'll start as always. Hans, how far did you get in the game?
I played for 2.5 painstaking hours and got about halfway through.
Alex, how far did you get?
See, I know this because I had to make sure I was below the 2 hour limit on Steam. So I played it for a grand total of 71 minutes.
What was the last thing you did in that 71 minutes?
Turn the game off.
I think I played it for about maybe 2 hours at most, and got not even to the first boss fight. I think I was quite close to it though, from reading a walkthrough. So there's that.
The first boss fight, which isn't even a fucking zombie.
As always, I have split this into 3 categories for us to discuss. First category, gameplay. Second category, character/story. And the final category is how is it held up /technical things / So, the gameplay.
Bad.
Kind of etched in history is the Resident Evil gameplay of...
Being bad. Although, to be fair, right, I have fond memories of Resident Evil 3.
Why 3?
I don't know. But
Who do you
fond
even
memories
play
of
as in 3?
What?
Who do you even play? Is it Jill? Do you play as Jill in 3?
Yeah, because it's Nemesis.
Oh yes, and then you play as Claire in the second one, don't you?
I remember finishing Resident Evil 3. Loved it. Didn't play 4. Played Code Veronica. Played 5. And they're the only ones I played. But I remember 3 being really good. So why was this game so bad?
Good question.
2 was when 2 is renowned. It's like Terminator Syndrome. Like Resident Evil 2 is known as the best Resident Evil game.
Well,
So
up
it
until
is.
I'd say 4, yeah.
Yeah, but like, because they got away from just all the horrible tropes that dragged down the first game.
So yes, the Resident Evil gameplay is kind of etched in history at this point.
See, it's one of those things that beats people to death with the nostalgia stick.
Yeah. Like,
And-
people like to fondly remember like the fixed cameras, the tank controls, the fucking...
But not only does it beat people to death, it gouges their eyes out.
And
Removes their
urinates in the
fingers.
eyeball sockets.
Yeah, it's like going back. It's like, oh, Resident Evil is it was always good until 6, and then you always look back and go, oh, it must be a good game. It's Resident Evil, and then you play the first one, and you're like, oh, what? Why does everyone think this is a brilliant series?
Yeah,
It started off like this.
I do think it is a serious case of rose tinted glasses, because like we were talking to our dad, and me and Nick were talking to our dad, and like our dad played the first one, and even he was like, "Oh, it's a really good game, quite tough, but it's really good." And then I just started playing it. I was like, "This is not good. How can anyone say this is good? This is
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those
agony."
games. See, once again, it goes back. It's a game that was made in a generation of walkthroughs.
Yeah, similar, like Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to play that game without a walkthrough, I don't think you can.
I don't think that's the case. I just think it's a case of it was made in an era where games weren't standardized as much as they are these days. Like, say, like, you could pick up any third-person or first-person shooter these days and probably know the controls. Back then, like, games weren't like that, and I think that's a part of the reason why the gameplay is so shit, is because the controls are so bad.
Well, no, the Steam version of the controls are fine.
I disagree. Because, you know what? As much as shit as the tank controls get, I still found myself struggling when you can fucking just point the stick in a direction and move. Because when the camera angle changes, you're like, oh fuck, which way is forward now?
Oh.
Well, yeah, that gets irritating.
Because at least with tank controls, like, as long as you're pushing forward, you're still going forward.
Oh, you fucking think so? You fucking think so? Nick, you don't know shit. You still don't know what I went through. Very first move of the very first time you take control, I moonwalked across the fucking hallway. Alright? It is hell. Actual hell.
But
You're surrounded by like 3 zombie dogs, and you're like, right, I got this. I've loaded up on green herbs. I have fully stocked my shotgun, and then you're killed because you fucking tried to move backwards, and then you end up going forwards towards the zombie dogs. It is monstrously frustrating.
I have a funny story about those zombie dogs.
I never saw the zombie dogs.
That's because you have to backtrack through a corridor.
Oh, do you have to run through? Okay, because I only went because I think I saw the hallway and then I never went back down it because I was scared that it would happen.
Yeah. So when I was at the breaking point and I was like, stuff this game, stuff it, and I found out I'd picked up all these puzzle items that I didn't need yet. So all I could carry was my knife, my gun, and a clip. That was it. The rest of my inventory was full of a gem, a key, another gem. It's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with these?
Can I make an aside and just ask who everyone played as?
Oh, I played as Chris.
That's
Yeah.
Chris.
I played as Jill, who thankfully gets 2 extra inventory slots.
And you even said to me you still struggled with the inventory.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying it's from an era where walkthroughs were massive.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I did upon discovering that nearly every single door was locked, I was like, right, where's the key? So I started to solve puzzles I wasn't supposed to solve until like 3 hours into the game. I broke down the statue. I got
Yeah, I did that.
that wee
never
gem.
found a
I
use
put
for
that gem
blue
in my inventory, and guess what? That takes up a herb slot.
Never found a place to put that blue gem.
That's because it happens way later on.
Yeah.
And then you need, what, three different keys to open doors?
Yeah, I think I had about a sword key, a shield key, and an armor key.
And then there's an old key as well.
And then
That's
there's small keys that open up desks. So you can get in each desk is usually ammo or something. So you have to decide, right, do I need to bring the small key or what do I do here? Or
I will say that I actually found, although tedious eventually, at first I found the idea of like running around and killing zombies, it was fun enough.
no.
It got tedious really quickly because you dealt with every single zombie the same way.
Well, I mean, I dealt with the first zombie a very different way.
Did you stab it?
Yeah.
I
it is.
too fought the first zombie by stabbing it because I was like, oh, I'll conserve ammo. I took like 2 chunks out of my arse. I was like, fuck's sake.
No, I knew the trick as Jill to beating that first zombie without using any items is you run back and Barry kills it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's the same with,
Yep.
apparently if you leave that area with Chris, it just disappears.
Yeah, I think if you just run away. But I think in the sea, if you're playing as Jill, Barry actually kills it.
The combat is, I would actually describe it as almost like chess. It's like it is trying to find the location, standing that location, tapping the shoot button over and over again until it's close enough, then moving location again, standing there and shooting again. It's just monotonous. There's only really any time there's any excitement. It's not even excitement, any emotion at all, which is usually frustration, is when it's the zombie dogs because they move so much faster.
Or the Crimsons.
Oh yeah,
See, the zombie dogs. Back to my point that we got sidetracked on. That corridor, when I was at the breaking point with the game, I was like, stuff this game, I want to go back to my save. I couldn't be asked reloading it, I'll just die. So I ran back through the hallway. The dogs couldn't bloody catch me. I stayed still and they were just jumping all around me. I was like, kill me! Kill me,
End
you
this.
stupid
Why did you not
dogs!
just exit the game and reopen it?
Because I wanted to die. It was symbolism, Nick. I wanted my character to die so he could have an unhappy ending because the game made me feel unhappy.
I will say this. In terms of kind of tone, maybe, I suppose. But the one good thing is that the horror aspects, I suppose, were actually relatively well done. Like, for example, the dog corridor. Like, it's famous. Like, it's always like in all these lists you see on YouTube, it's like, oh, top 10 jump scares in video games. The dog corridor is always one of them. And even after seeing all those lists, even though I knew about it, I still jumped whenever the dogs burst. Because there's no build up to it. Like, it's a really well done jump scare. There's silence. You're just walking along doing your thing, and then bang, comes through. No warning, no nothing. It's well, like, the horror elements, I will admit, are well done. It's just too bad that they are overshadowed by literally everything else.
It's just how bad everything else is.
To this day, I do think, like, I still felt, like, super tense playing that game at times. Like, even, like, and it's small things as well, like, that corridor where you see the first zombie, I was running up it, and, like, when I ran past one of the doors, it just, like, bumped, like, pushed forward. Nothing came out, but just, like, there was a smash against it, and it fucking freaked the shit out of me. Like, there are some good horror aspects of it. It's the survival bit sucked. I will say, my biggest inventory, my big issue with it is, and we touched on it, the inventory stuff. It is just so oppressive and constantly in your face that it just kills any flow of the game. Like, I was constantly running back and forth to item rooms because I didn't have the key I needed.
Just imagine if you played it on the hardest difficulty, the item crates don't link up.
Jesus.
Like, imagine having to sit through that and remember
Yeah.
what item crate you put that key in.
But, like, literally, there was probably some rooms in that I could run blindfolded because I had to backtrack through them so many times to do an item box. I'm fine with inventory management in games. Like, fucking, it doesn't bother me a lot. But in this, it was just so oppressive and constantly a factor.
Yeah, it just made the game
It just, like, made the game slow to a crawl because you were constantly, right, I know where I need to go. This is, like, the only door I haven't been through. You go to it, it's like, oh, fuck, I don't have the key. It's in the item box. Run all the way back. Go back.
And then you have to go all the way back to put the key back to get the item that you put in back out.
Yeah.
In the PlayStation version, the original one, it didn't matter how many times I ran a place, like the halls or something, I would still get lost because the camera angles are so... They're diabolical. Like, they really are. You know the way I critiqued it in Final Fantasy VII, but at least it had a button that would highlight where you were and where the exit, like with the red arrows, where the exit would be off. It doesn't have that, and due to the camera angles, some of the doors are, like, hidden because of the way that they're, like, it's like, say the camera's pinned against the wall or something, and you can't see it there, and you just have to go on blind luck, which is even worse if ever you get to a point where you're just trying to run past enemies because you're like, where the fuck's the door, where the fuck's the door, where the fuck's the door, and it's just... you can understand why they made the camera's fixed perspective from a design point, because it gives a good sense of claustrophobia.
Yeah, and then you can start strategically placing zombies to, like, get jump scares out of people.
Yes, but it's like Beholder, where we talk about its design over gameplay.
Yeah,
and
it's design over accessibility.
Yeah, and the design was it's all design. It is in terms of a gameplay function, it's a terrible idea.
Like, literally, I said to Hans, like, the one thing that would act, like, if it had this feature, I'd probably finish it if keys didn't go into your main inventory.
Yeah, if like you had a separate
like, literally, if
key
you just had, like, a key ring or a key item section that was unlimited, the game would be 1,000 times more playable.
Because if you think about it, an inventory slot can hold a gun, right? And that same inventory slot holds a key. Now, how big is this goddamn key?
I did, side note, I did message my friend, on WhatsApp saying, and my exact words are, serious question, how in the fuck do you like that first Resident Evil game?
I mean, well, it's a legitimate question because
It is.
actually questions
It was
sanity.
an incredibly legit, and he like couldn't really give me a proper answer. Is there any more gameplay aspects?
Yes,
Oh,
there's a
Hans?
big gameplay aspect we need to discuss.
Oh,
Shotgun test.
shotgun test. Making
I didn't
his
get the
triumphant-
shotgun.
Did you
I got a
not?
broken. I got a broken one and a proper one.
Well, you're
Oh, the
supposed to. You're supposed to replace the fixed one when you take it with the broken one.
No, because you can get the proper one. You can get the actual shotgun early as Jill.
Oh, can you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she can lockpick a door that's behind. Because Jill gets a lockpick that only works on certain doors.
Chris gets fuck all compared to Jill.
Yeah.
No.
He gets. I think the only thing that I remember saying is that he gets extra health. That's about
The
it.
big question I have with Chris is why the hell did he go off alone without a gun?
Oh God, I don't know. Because he's a man.
Yeah, we're just gonna beat those zombies to death. So
Right,
making its
shotgun
triumphant return after what, like 3 episodes now?
I don't
The
know.
shotgun
There hasn't
test.
been a gun in quite a while, yeah.
Because Beholder didn't have it.
No. Final
Well,
Fantasy. Well,
Final Fantasy didn't have it.
Barrett had it, but I wouldn't really say he's a candidate for the shotgun.
I wouldn't say it was an eligible shotgun.
Yeah.
Contradiction didn't have one.
Would it have been?
Undertale didn't have one.
It would have been either Alan Wake or Ghostbusters, technically.
It would have been Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I would say.
Ghostbusters had a shotgun.
A ghost shotgun.
So nearly a full.
Unless, Hans, you want to count the fucking metal ball from Lovers of Danger Space Time.
No, I do not. No, I do not.
So yes, making it after like 6 episodes, Hans. What is the Hans Davis shotgun test result?
Meh.
I can't even remember how you measured it in the other episodes, but I'm pretty sure that
It's the
wasn't
feel. It's the feel of it, right? So like, see, the shotgun, right, is a staple of any shooter.
A beautiful piece of machinery.
Yeah. So I don't know what it was like in your versions, the remake, but
Yeah.
Neither
in
do
my
I, Hans.
version,
Neither do I.
in my version, it was actually really good on a standard walker zombie because if you aimed up, you blew its head clean off, and the bits flew everywhere, and it felt really satisfying. On anything else, it just acted like any other gun.
The one time I used a shotgun, I shot a dog.
How did it feel?
I felt kind of bad because it made this little whimper noise, and then I felt bad.
Yeah, no, I get that. But how did the gun feel?
It was alright.
Yeah, I give the
Jill holds it weird.
how so?
She holds it like nozzle up in the air.
Oh right, yes.
So instead of like, do you know the way like when you picture someone holding like a rifle or a shotgun, it's like usually like arm at an angle, like nozzle pointing down.
yeah, because that's a safety.
She has it
thing,
like
yeah.
she has it like inverted, so it's kind of like nozzle pointing out.
So she's a shit gun safety training.
Yeah, it's almost like she's like, do you know the parade bit in Final Fantasy? It's almost like she's holding her gun like that.
She was
Yeah,
just practicing, man.
She's gonna twirl it around and put it behind her back next.
But yeah, so Resident Evil shotgun gets a strong meh.
I can't remember if that was better or worse than the other one.
I'm pretty sure that's worse.
Yeah, I think Ghostbusters shotgun was pretty crap, but I think Alan Wake's was all right, better than meh.
Mass Effect was alright as well.
Oh, Mass Effect, yeah, no, Mass Effect would have been probably the best, I imagine.
So yes, our next segment, now the most important piece of business has been taken care of. The character/story. I have in brackets on my notes, in the short time that I could bear to play, this is my opinion.
See, there's a series of books that follow the arc of Resident Evil games.
Mhm.
It's the same characters, it's the same plot, it's everything.
Mhm.
I tell you what, reading the book is 4,000 times more enjoyable than playing the game.
Yeah, I get that.
My first note is I hate all the characters. The way, and then Jill and Barry are paper thin and are basically unlikable because of how aloof they seem about the entire situation.
See, where did they go?
Yeah, it's so like okay. I did say my next note actually is the bad voice acting is almost endearing in a B movie kind of way.
But you see, to me, it's. I'm going to guess they re-recorded the dialogue for the remake.
they did. Yeah,
But the nonchalantness of the whole situation.
yeah.
In
They're
the
just
first-
so
in-
like.
but in
oh,
the first
a
one-
zombie.
in the first one comes, I think it's nonchalantness because of the bad voice acting.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was done by actual actors, the lines were said by actual actors, they would sound more panicked and emote more. But I actually do feel like because of the bad voice acting, they just come across as, wow, a zombie. That's unfortunate.
Like, in a mansion full of zombies, the most panicked I heard Jill was when she was about to get crushed by the ceiling.
Yeah, the ceilings are
Like-
dangerous, bro.
Like, what the fuck? All these zombies, and you're like, oh god, a zombie. And then the one time, like, you actually show passion in your voice, it's a fucking ceiling, then you can just open the
I
door and
don't
leave.
remember exactly, but when you find the dead soldier as Chris,
Yeah.
I don't think he cares that much.
No, he goes like, oh, that's Andrews
Kenneth,
or
I
something.
believe,
Kenneth. Oh, Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth.
Yeah. Oh, look, here's a tip. I guess I'll take that.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Like, also, the first time you see a zombie, like, none of them make a noise. Like, if I saw a fucking zombie, I'm like, what the fuck? They just stand there like,
They do make a noise, Nick. It's
Oh.
no, don't go.
Oh man, that opening in the original version is incredible.
should
That FMV opening.
should we do the let's watch now?
Oh, we totally should do the Let's Watch.
We shouldn't. Did you say?
No, we should, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, watching this was amazing with Hans the very first time.
Can we discuss the fact that the typewriter key or sound, right, on that screen and on the save screen, it actually cuts out the sound effect before it gets onto the next one.
Awesome.
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon
See, I
City.
actually really liked the
There are
premise.
outlandish reports of families.
Yeah,
Because
like the
this is the
mystery
time
behind
where
it, yeah.
zombies
About
weren't
10
that
people.
mainstream.
Yeah.
Victims were apparently eaten.
Like, in a, like,
Bravo team
obviously
went to
now
the
we're kind of
body of the
fucking
group
oversaturated
and
with fucking
disappeared.
shit zombie games.
Yeah.
But, like, at a time like this, really the only one doing zombie stuff was, like, the old George Romero film.
I just don't get what they were going for with
I
the voice
wonder
acting.
what the Japanese version of this looks like.
I think it's the same thing. Maybe just with
It was
no, I don't
Bravo
actually.
Like
I don't know.
dubbed? Yeah.
Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still
Oh
there.
my god, look at all this guy.
however,
That hair is glorious.
Yeah.
Jill just looks lost.
Why does Chris look so angry? He just looks so pissed
Who
off.
broke wind? Oh, that's right. I forgot the dogs sound like Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, the TV.
And it looks like just like taken from Alien as well. It was
Yeah.
like close up of its mouth.
But it's the sound whenever he actually attacks. It's like the sound
Yeah.
from Godzilla. It's a gun.
What did when we talked about it, I said it sounded like the fucking Dragon Zord from the original Power Rangers.
Yes.
God, it's so
Oh my god, this is the best.
I don't understand.
The slow armed pull down.
That is the arm of a defeated man, is what that is.
Yep. Also, Jill's running here is incredible. Fucking arms static.
Hey man, you gotta keep that gun up. Well, that's a very realistic looking mansion, isn't it?
I know, right?
The best. No. Is it the next bit where they introduce the characters? Yeah.
Chris Redfield.
Why is why are all the guys' hair just standing up on end?
Isn't that these one?
Valentine. Rebecca Chambers.
That's just Barry.
She's not even in the opening scene.
I know. She's 12. She's actually 12. Terminator.
Resident Evil.
Oh, it's so bad. I know, it's
God
amazing.
damn that.
I
I'm
don't.
so glad they took that out because I probably would.
Are you?
I don't understand how Albert Wesker from this game goes from rogue, cool dude agent to crazy mastermind behind the entire thing, like by like the 4th or 5th game.
Oh, that's incredible.
It really is. It's so much fun.
Oh, there's a good comment down their video. It's like the middle of the night and Wesker's still wearing sunglasses.
See, if they had kept that tone for the entire
yeah.
game, it would have made it so much better, but they don't, and it's...
Like, if they had positioned it as this shitty, like, B-movie thing, it would have been actually enjoyable.
I do like the story, though. Like, I do think the mystery of the mansion and how, like, it's revealed, because, like I said, obviously we know the story, like, everyone knows Randy, but, like, the way it's revealed very slowly, like, there's zombies, and then there's zombie dogs, and there's the hunters and all that, and then you find out there's actually a lab underneath that's been testing, not with viruses and stuff. I think the mystery's really, really interesting, and even me playing it through, knowing it, I was still interested in it, but I don't know if you's ever got to play her, or because I don't know if Alex would have got that far, but Nick, you wouldn't have met her because you picked Jill. But Rebecca Chambers, she's obviously the member of one of the previous team that went in, Bravo or whatever, and she's more endearing than the rest of them, but because she's so kind of sweet and innocent, it's kind of a nice contrast to the gruesome, grotesque stuff that's going about, I suppose. But it's still, but the voice acting is so sickly sweet. It's like essentially like carrying a 12-year-old through a zombie apocalypse. It's really bad. Did Barry have a thing about, like, he's possibly a traitor or something? Like a subplot about that? No?
It's Jill is constantly asking him, "Oh, where were you?" and he kind of always shrugs off the question.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never really implied. Like, there's never like any internal monologue with Jill saying, "Oh, I wonder what Barry's been up to." It's just he literally keeps asking him. Barry's like, "Oh, I've been investigating."
You see, this is what I have here. Like, the support characters seem more interesting than the actual playable ones. Like, although
I disagree because fuck Barry.
But at least there's the intrigue about him. Like, oh, he might be a double agent. You know, and like Rebecca Chambers at least have the contrast of being sickly sweet in this gruesome universe. And fucking, at least even Wesker looks like, you know, he's this badass agent. Like, Chris just...
You know what the thing is? How is Wesker not the bad guy the first time you see him?
Yeah.
Who dresses like that and is a good guy?
All black with sunglasses at night. Yeah, fair point. But it is...
And like blonde as well.
But like, you know, at least like Jill is just completely bland. There's nothing to her. And like, Chris is just this usual stoic action hero where nothing phases him. It's just, I think the support characters are just slightly more interesting than the main cast.
So the final segment, which is probably more aimed towards Hans since he kind of played the original, but Alex and I can have input, is how is it held up? Because my first word here is poorly.
My first word is fuck.
Well, I mean, is the following word that and then game? Hans, by chance?
Fuck you.
You close. It was fuck that shit.
Oh, okay. I was one word off.
Yeah, very close.
Because my main comparison here is like they were released around the same time, and like both could kind of be considered innovators or like the standard for their genre. I compared it to Final Fantasy VII. Like, Final Fantasy VII is a JRPG. Yes, it's basic, but it's still engaging as far as JRPGs go. And like, in contrast, I don't think Resident Evil is engaging in...
As far as games
like,
go.
No, even as far as like... Because I like horror games. Like, I've played through Amnesia and really enjoyed it. I've played bits of Outlast and enjoyed it. Like, I like horror games. This just isn't fun to play, and it hasn't held up well.
No, like, inventory management systems have come a lot further. Camera angle just isn't... You're just so used to having decent camera angles.
Yeah.
Like, going
like
back to awful camera angles is just...
I think it's very telling that, like, if someone says, "Oh, could you suggest a JRPG?" Like, you could still very easily these days suggest Final Fantasy VII. But if someone wants a survival horror game, you're probably way more likely to say something like Resident Evil 4 or Outlast. Final Fantasy VII, as an innovator of its genre, has held up compared to Resident Evil, which, yes, it innovated that and it brought it into like mainstream, it hasn't held up in that genre at all.
We have made massive strides, I suppose, is the way I think about it since this, especially the PlayStation version. Like, the game, right, when we were talking about Final Fantasy, we discussed how the game surprisingly held up alright, like, looks-wise. Especially, but this game doesn't. Like, I don't know whether it was maybe my emulator, possibly, but even I got some, like, texture shit, like, texture problems, like, sometimes Barry's arms would clip through his shirt and other crap like that. And one of the big things about horror, depending on how it's done, is like you kind of need the monster or something to be, or you need the graphics to be a certain quality to kind of get across the environment. Yeah. Like because the environment is a massive part of horror, and this game, because the graphics are so bad, it does take away some like from the horror stuff. Like zombies look like crap, your character looks like crap, the background looks like crap.
It's not a great game for immersion, which is kind of essential in a horror game.
Yeah, like you look at the likes of, like there are other games that do horror with less, like especially budget wise. Like you think of Slender, like that is that's almost no budget game, and it does so well because the immersion's so good. Like they knew that they couldn't really do great graphics in terms of character models. So they made the whole point of the game, shit, do not look at the fucking bad guy because it'll kill you. But this game obviously has you seen the enemies so much more, and it's just trash. Like, it all looks so bad. And not only that, it sounds terrible as well. Like, Nick, do you remember when we first played it? Like, that pistol is not the sound of a pistol shooting. It sounds like a pop. It sounds like, right, guys, we need to capture the sound for the pistol. And so they've just fired, like, a pop cap gun and captured that for the pistol. And you don't want to talk about the shotgun test. The pistol test fucking falls at the first hurdle because it sounds like pish.
Oh, that reminds me. That's another thing that annoyed me. If you shoot a zombie in the head with a pistol, doesn't kill him.
It's like the first rule of zombies.
Yeah.
No, second rule. The first rule is double tap. But yeah, no, like on the technical side, especially from the PlayStation 1 version, to say it doesn't hold up is an understatement. The game is garbage on the technical side. Like,
but even just like system wise, like the stuff that has carried over to that remake and the HD version, like it doesn't hold up to other survival horror games.
You remember we were talking about how like a sound engineer's job is kind of divided in two. Like if it's music and stuff, you do want to hear it, sort of thing, or you want to notice it because like, oh, it's a fucking awesome soundtrack. But if it's come to like sound effects, you don't really want to hear it because you're desensitized to the idea of like hearing your surroundings. The sound engineering in this needed to be fucking shot. Like the footsteps were terrible, like because they were too loud and like they looped after. Essentially, it was the one footstep sound just looped on repeat for both feet. There was the typewriter sound effects that were just deafening, and they clipped out before they finished. The door and the stairs transition screens, like the sounds on that were just deafening as well, and those screens themselves went on for far too long. Like
the thing is, like the way they're built up is like it's obviously kind of there, like PS1 movie that's obviously there to kind of hide loading screens.
Yeah,
but there is a bit of tension there, but nothing like it never pays off in that tension. Like you're almost expecting one of the times you open it for something to pop out. And like for you to be thrust back in the room you're in, like suddenly have to deal with a zombie. But it never pays off with something like that. It's just constantly building and building, and then there's no payoff.
But even the fact it's loading the holding screen, like I was playing it on my PC, so obviously it would load a bit faster than it would on the PlayStation. The screen still went on for like 30 seconds to a minute. Like I'm just like, why? Like
I will say the remaster, there's no stair loading. The like hall is one room.
Oh, and you have to like. You can't just, like, obviously there is the occasional stairs where there is no transition screen. You just walk up them. But you can't just walk up them. You have to actually go up to them and hit A to walk up them. Or X or whatever you're planning on. Like, no. To say it doesn't hold up. We have gone so far past this now. Like, look at any horror games now at all. It's first person. And it's first person for a reason. For the immersion. I hate this game. I know we haven't got to the summary yet, but I hate this game
Well,
with all my
that
body
segs
parts.
us very well into our conclusions. Because personally, I couldn't recommend this game to anyone with good conscience. I couldn't recommend it to anyone. Simply because there are better games in this genre that like refine these systems so much better. Like, even go play Resident Evil 4, go play Resident Evil 7, like, which does take it back to like exploring this one mansion / house type thing. Like, the systems in this game are just too archaic to be enjoyable. And like, yeah, the shitty B-movie quality stuff is there. And for the people who enjoy that stuff, it's alright. But even if you really enjoy shitty B-movie crap, it's not enough to go through the game.
Going back and playing this game, I genuinely question how Resident Evil has become the cornerstone or a cornerstone of gaming. I don't understand how this game got a sequel, let alone 6 sequels. I don't
There's a
understand.
lot more than that. There's spin-offs.
Well, yeah, well, sorry, main games, but yeah, I don't understand how this engine got used so regularly. Like games like Dino Crisis and stuff like that on the PlayStation use the exact same engine as this. I don't understand why. This game defies all logic to me, and I genuinely think it's the worst game we've played on Game Club.
First, I would like to say good job, Nick.
No problem.
Uh,
Hey, you picked Alan Wake.
yeah, which was better than this.
I think Alan Wake was better than this.
Oh, so do I, but not by much.
Oh, by a long way, Nick. By a long way. I mean, there's Alan Wake, and then there's this.
Okay, here, Alex.
Yeah.
Resident Evil
Mm-hmm.
or Ghostbusters?
Oh, man. You know what, Hans? Ghostbusters.
Yes!
Because
found
At least it has
something.
nostalgia.
the thing with Ghostbusters is you can play the first chapter of it, fine. You can't play the first chapter of this. No, I just... this game frustrated me and annoyed me at every single turn. And for the story, books are better.
Mm.
You know the most positive thing that I can think of right now? At least we all played this for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because you played an emulator version, Alex refunded his game, and I got it free with PlayStation Plus.
That is a very good point.
So, Resident Evil, don't play it for longer than 2 hours if you have it on Steam.
Resident Evil, play it for free.
Yep.
I wouldn't even. I would say just
I wouldn't do
avoid
that
it
either.
altogether. You say
If
we
you
played
have to play it for free
You
like
s-
we
You say play it for free. Nick, that game took 2.5 hours of my life away from me, and
Yeah.
I want that back. I can't refund that.
Yes, so in conclusion, very, very negative opinions. on
In
Resident
conclusion, fuck this game.
Evil. I think I dodged a bullet when not playing.
Fuck. Yeah.
But yes, we have one piece of business to take care of before we sign off for this month. Obviously, this is meant to be Alex's pick, but late addition to the podcast, he was not prepared. So, Hans,
Yes.
it is your responsibility to pick a game for April's edition of the Game Club.
Oh,
What are we playing?
Okay.
Let me just open my Steam store page here. Get ready to type this in.
Okay.
I'm near positive I know what it is anyway.
Yeah, Nick pretty much does know. So normally, I do my.
This better have gameplay, Hans.
It does, of sorts.
It better not be one of your bloody art games. Better not be.
Art games?
Like Gone Home or
Oh,
shit like that.
right. Artsy games. Okay, right.
Walking simulators.
Right. Okay. So obviously, I would usually do relevancy, but Nick kind of bastardized that this time round. So
I killed it.
yeah. So
My bad, guys.
my game for April 2017, originally released on the PlayStation Portable in 2010. It is now available on Windows. I have picked Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And from your silence, I can tell you have absolutely no clue what that is.
You've been
No, I
playing that
know
quite a
it.
lot, haven't you?
I finished the first and
He's
the
played
second
the first, yeah. And the third one is coming out this year, I believe.
one. Well, this third one is out and all in Japan, and it's coming out Europe in August on the PS4. I actually really like. This game would have been my game of the year the first time we did it, but we had a rule about no ports and no re-releases sort of thing. But yes, no, it's I really like this game. I think IOI will really like it because it essentially it's plays very similarly to Phoenix Wright. Like it's that murder mystery esque formula, just with the craziness kind of pumped up to 11.
Yeah, it is. It's less visual novel and more like it is mainly like you talking to characters more than like it is very Phoenix Wright-esque.
Yeah, no, like I
Like the main gameplay is you talking to characters and like figuring stuff out.
and I think Nick, you did play some of the Phoenix Wright's game and you did like them.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
you will like this as well. Alex, I don't think you ever played any of the Phoenix Wright game, did you?
Nope.
So I actually don't know how you'll find it. I genuinely do like it's got overwhelmingly positive views or reviews on Steam, and I think the mystery behind what's going on is actually really well done. And the murders are written really well, so that there's like lots of red herrings and stuff like that. So I genuinely think you should give it a go because it's fun. I do like it, and I'm actually looking forward to replaying it.
Join us for April where we play Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. But for now, it's goodbye to the mansion. It is a goodbye from Hans.
Bye.
It is a goodbye from Alex.
Bye.
And it is a goodbye from me. Fuck
And
Resident
Chris,
Evil.
and Joe, and Barry, and Wesker.
Fuck all of them.
Right in their meat flaps.
Fucking knuckle deep in granny fanny batter.
So fucked. Oh.